Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of King Air 350 flying. That's not what we're going to call it, but it's what it is. So, today, we're going to be flying from Miami, Florida to Nassau in the Bahamas with a stopover at some other place. What's it called? Congo Town in the Bahamas. Basically a little bit further than Nassau, so we'll drop off in Nassau and then we'll head over to Congo Town in a beautiful Beechcraft. So we should probably get this thing started up. Got my external power out there, so we'll just get everything run up, get our battery on, avionics bus is coming on, and we'll go ahead and turn the inverters on and come down here and get the ephyses turned on. Except we're gonna have to do it like this. So let's get the ephyses turned on. Ephys power's on. Might as well turn the rudder boost and the pitch trim on for our satisfaction. Alright, back to the flight deck here. Alright, Garmin, we're gonna go ahead and get that little guy set up. Flight plan. So we're heading from Miami to Nassau, and I think we're just going to do a direct flight. NYNN, go there, and then from NYNN we're going to MYAK, Congo Town. Alright, gonna be a couple legs on the trip. Not going to do anything too drastic, so it'll be fine. Let's go ahead and get the ATIS information here. Nope, we don't want to remove that. Cancel. Waypoint info. ATIS information. 11915. And we'll have to turn on COM 1 to get that.
INTL information India. 20007.
Alright, altimeter is going to be 3007 and 09 departing. Awesome. We're going to get rid of these guys, and these guys. And get our parking brake set. We can go ahead and get rid of the ATIS. And start to get ourselves set up for takeoff here. Let's go ahead and set up our altitude indicator here. Go away. I think we're going to run at about 20,000 today. It's not going to be a long flight. Not going to be too terribly long anyway. So we'll go ahead and get our engines run up. Go ahead and turn the beacon light on. Added the fuel. And go low idle on the mixtures and get number 2 started. Alright, number 2's up. Going to go ahead and get number 1 running. Alright, number 1 is started up. So let's go ahead and put them in the high idle. And we're starting to hear those engines come alive. And there we are. Alright, we can go ahead and turn our generators on. Get rid of our ground power. Taxi lights, nav lights can come on. Recognition light can come on, and the strobe light's going to go off. So we'll just go ahead and get our pitot heats on. We don't want to run into another issue like last time where we ended up with a lot of ice on the wings. Of course, I don't believe we'll be running into any sort of issues like that today. So, alright, environmental controls can come on. Can back this up. Aft blower, electrical heat, and then aft heater can come on as well. Let's take a look and find out what where 09 is. Oh, buddy, it's on the other side of the airport, isn't it? Great. All right, well, we're gonna have a great time trying to taxi today. Auto feather light's gonna arm, prop sync's coming on, and I do believe we are just about ready to go. Let's go ahead and set our pitch trim for takeoff, and set our flaps for takeoff. And we're going to set our V speed markers. Actually, our flaps are going to be at approach. So rotate is going to be 102, V1 96, and V2 106. All right, we are good to go to get taxiing here for runway 9. Again, I'd like to say welcome aboard this beautiful little aircraft. I love the King Air. Big fan of it. Taking a look at Miami out there. Scenery that I got a few days ago. Pretty sure we'll be flying past downtown, so we'll be able to check that out. Now, I'm not a actual pilot, if anyone is interested in knowing, but I am planning on trying to go and start getting flight lessons. And if I do that, I'll definitely be filming that. But right now, just definitely trying to save up the money to do that kind of thing. But sit back and relax, and we will be on the runway here shortly. We are going to do an intersection takeoff here. We have plenty of room to get off the ground here in Miami on runway 09. So let's go ahead and get lined up on the center line here. Landing lights are coming on.
Approaching.
Checking.
09.
Making sure nothing's coming in. And let's go ahead and get departed out to the east. You should fly straight over Miami.
On runway 09.
There we are. Let's put the brakes in. Take it out of beta range. Give it about 50% on the throttle. Alright, taking our feet off the brakes. Starting our rollout. We're going to go full power.
Auto feather lights on.
Checked.
Airspeed alive.
Airspeed is alive.
60 knots.
Looking for 102 on the rotate.
V1. Rotate's full.
rotate.
Positive rate.
Alright, positive rate. Gear is coming up.
Attitudes check. Gear indicates up.
Gear is indicating up. Alright, flaps are coming up. Yaw damper is on.
Indicates up.
And here we are. Gonna fly right on course. Yes, we will definitely be going right by Miami on our way out towards the Bahamas. Alright, let's go ahead and pull back on the propeller bit. 1600 on the RPM. We're going to go back to about 95 on the torque as we make our climb out to 20,000. Now we're flying past downtown Miami as we get on course here. Let's take a look. This scenery is actually really nice. Holy crap. Alright, back onto the flight deck. Miami Beach is right out here. Kind of trim ourselves. We don't want to be climbing that sharply. Gonna go ahead and get the autopilot set up. So nav mode is armed, altitude mode is armed. Let's go ahead and gauge it. Alright. Now we can just sit back and enjoy the flight. Miami Beach right below us. The ortho in this scenery is amazing. Nice, beautiful, clear day for flying. Alright, coming through 10,000 feet. Landing lights are coming off. We're gonna be going through some clouds here. I have to keep an eye out for icing conditions because we're getting down to pretty low temperatures, but we should be fine. Not too many clouds out today. And no precipitation for our route. Well, I lied. There's some precipitation as we get in closer to Nassau. Definitely around the Nassau area, but more so close to Congo Town. Transitioning through 19,000, we're going to go ahead and set our altimeter to standard. And 123 miles left. We'll start our descent here pretty soon. Should be leveling off here shortly. Okay, we've reached our cruise altitude of 20,000 feet. Gonna pull back our torque to our cruise power setting. If y'all are enjoying what I'm doing here, just go ahead and hit that like button, subscribe. Really helps the channel. Just sit back and relax. Enjoy your flight to the Bahamas. We are about 50 miles out. I'm gonna go ahead and start our initial descent to 12,000 here into Nassau. Should be picking up the ATIS pretty soon. Gonna pull back on the throttles and tell the autopilot to go ahead and start our descent. Now I'm going to turn on my ice protection because there are some storms up ahead. So we're going to arm the auto feather and we're going to turn on the ice protection just to make sure we don't run into any issues as we descend. We'll start to pick up the ATIS. So 3010 arriving runway 9 here in Nassau. So we're going to go ahead and set that. We're already transitioning through 18,000 feet. So we shall be fine. Okay, this can go away now. Thank you. Alright, runway 09 over here in Nassau. Let's pull up the GTN. Take a look at what runway 09 is. So, and this is our continuation. 09 is going to be the crossing runway. Can pull up those charts. Let's see, AV tab. Let's find our charts, not our routes. Then we'll just look at the airport schematic. Well, this says runway 10, but it's going to be runway 9. So once we get closer, once we get visual onto the airport, we should be able to extrapolate. Y'all didn't know I knew that big word, did you? But extrapolate where the runway is. Pretty sure it's going to be right about here. Come in, land, shut the engines off, let the people out, and then head on over to Congo Town, which is right here. Can actually probably go straight down to about 5,000 now. As I'm looking the way the weather's looking, it seems as though our landing is going to be a little bit more difficult trying to do it visual than I thought. But we're going to make it happen. Right, we're coming through at 10,000. Landing lights are coming on. Just keeping an eye out for icing conditions, but the temperature is rising, so we should be fine. Once we get under these cloud layers, I'll shut off the icing. Alright, we are hitting some pretty stiff turbulence right now. The autopilot then kicked off. Let's go ahead and gauge it again. Hopefully things kind of stabilize. Yeah, that's some pretty rough turbulence here. This can be a hell of a time trying to descend into Nassau. Let's kind of hand fly it for right now, since the autopilot is going to want to continue to kick off. We don't want to descend that quickly. Hopefully we'll have an easy time spotting the runway, but this is definitely going to be a tricky landing. Okay, so we are... Oh, yep. Alright, let's get our wipers on. So basically we are freaking IFR right now. This is going to be tough. This is going to be tough. Alright, we went straight into IMC conditions, but now I can see the island. These thunderstorms are going to be a problem. I'm going to have to kind of skirt around it. Yeah, definitely going to be an issue. I'm trying to get into here. I want to get under the clouds. Getting under the clouds is going to be an important thing for us to do. The weather just kind of updated like mad, you know? It's all good. It is all good. Just going to maneuver around, try to get in there. And, see if we can't land it alright. Alright, we can probably shut off our windshield wipers now. Alright, coming up on 4,000. I'm going to try to dip under to 3,000. Dip under these clouds. And we're just going to do a visual right in. Because I think once we get under these clouds, we'll be able to see the runway, hopefully. Hope anyway. Okay, we should be starting to level out here pretty soon. We're gonna have to fly through it. We have no choice at the moment. We have no choice. Okay. So we're straight up in the clouds. Now let's try to go down to 2,000. Slow ourselves down. If we can get under this cloud layer, we should be... There we go. Under the cloud layer, should be able to start seeing the runway. Pretty easy here. But it's going to be a wet touchdown, so we may have to fly past the airport and enter like a left downwind or something for the visual runway 9. Look at me talking all kinds of pilot terminology. Alright, let's see if we can't see the actual runway. There's the airport. There's the runway. Okay. Got the runway in sight. Let's go ahead and start our descent. Slow ourselves down. To be able to put out our flaps. Let's go ahead and get the approach flaps in. Kind of slow ourselves down. There we go. We'll want to try to maintain about 150. Now we may be high on the approach. Yeah, we're a little high, but that's fine. That's fine, we can correct. This is going to be a better landing than the last time. Alright, we got runway 9 in sight. I'm hoping that there's not that much of a crosswind on the approach. Let's go ahead and drop our gear. Pretty sure the people in the back are kind of worried. A little bumpy ride. Nothing we can't handle though. 1,000 feet to minimums. Okay, let's kind of trim ourselves out. Coming straight in for runway 9. Alright, gear is down and indicating. We're still on approach flaps. We'll get ourselves full flaps here in a second. Trim the nose up just a bit. 500 feet to minimums. Let's go ahead and drop that second notch of flaps. Flaps are full. We're gonna hit minimums, and we've got the runway in sight, so we're gonna continue. Well, it's not that bad. It's not that bad as we go in.
Approaching 09.
Alright, we're just a little high. I'm gonna pull the throttles back. Alright, minimums, we're continuing, just a little high. We've got plenty of runway. A little bit of a bumpy ride. Let's put her down nice and gently. Man, that's a crappy day in the Bahamas to be flying. It was so nice in Miami. Alright, here we go. We're a little high. But it'll be alright. We don't want to float down. There we go. Oh, we're going to float it.
Long landing, 6,000 feet remaining.
That was a little better. Stay on the runway. There we go. There we go. Yeah, we floated that one in.
40 knots.
Alright. We're just gonna put our flaps up to approach flaps. And go ahead and park real quick. And then head out on our second leg. Definitely a lot stormier than I thought it was. But we're gonna have to redeem ourselves from that landing. Landing lights can come off, taxi lights can go on as we cross the threshold.
Approaching 3, 2.
Check if anything's coming in, nothing's coming in. And we're just going to go ahead and take the taxiway down and drop these customers off. Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Nassau in the Bahamas. Hopefully it clears up for those of you who are getting off the aircraft. That way you can enjoy some of this beautiful beaches. And for the rest of you, just stay tuned and we'll be on our way to Congo Bay shortly. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, for leg 2 of our flight over to Congo Town here in the Bahamas. We only got about 53 miles left on this, so we're probably going to hand fly it, go up to about 7,000 feet and get right over there. So let's get the engine started back up. Alright, left's rolling up. I'm going to reset the generator here. Get this turned off, get that turned off, and then we'll go ahead and start up the right. Now we will be taxiing out to runway 9 once again. Alright, the right engine is up and running. Let's get them both in high idle. Everything's stabilizing. Awesome. Taxi lights on. Let's get the nav light on. Seems as though the weather is cleared up here, so it's going to make for a more interesting flight. Well, less interesting flight. We're going to get over here and we're going to go ahead and taxi out to the runway. Probably just cross that echo right here and go straight across. Too bad it doesn't show up on the GPS, but it is what it is, man. Alright, we are coming up the runway 9 here. Landing lights can come on. Taxi lights are going off.
Approaching 09.
Let's go ahead and line up on the center line. Kind of slow ourselves down just a bit.
On runway 09.
Alright. Let's go ahead and throttle up 50%. Off the brakes. We're going to give it full power.
Auto feather lights on.
Auto feather light is on. Check.
Airspeed alive.
Airspeed's alive. Ooh, trying to stay on center line. Alright. Rotating. It just got itself off the ground. We got a positive rate. Gear is coming up. And we're going to go ahead and start our turn here to the right. Alright. Looking for a 125. We can bring up the flaps. It's still going to be a little bumpy on our way. Flaps are coming up. So like I said, we are going to be climbing out to 7,000. And probably going to hand fly this guy. Alright. Flaps are indicating up. Just gentle little climb. Let's pull the throttle back 1600 RPM. Torque can come back. Don't want to over torque the engines. And here we go. Departing out of Nassau. it's gonna definitely get bumpier. See if we can't find some smooth air around here somewhere. We're gonna want to stay under the clouds for this, because this is just a quick hop. Alright guys, in the back, just hold on as we continue our cruise. It may be like this the entire way. There we go, we're peaking above the clouds, so hopefully we'll get a little bit smoother air up here. About 1,000 below. There you go, it seems like it's smoothing out now. Trying to pull back on the throttle just a bit to not stress the airframe too bad. Yeah, this is gonna be tough. Never plan on flying in bad weather, but I do have the what is it? Active sky set, so this is just real world weather right now. What a change it is from Miami to down here. So let's try to maintain 7,000. Trim ourselves out for that. We only got about 35 miles to go. So it'll be fine. Well, as I'm looking at this, it seems as though I'll have a good approach into, what runway is this? Runway 10. As I come in, so we'll just have to keep an eye out for that. Let's go ahead and pull it back up. Yep. Wind's gonna be 10 degrees. Well, it's more like, what is it? It's more like 100 degrees at 10 knots. So I'll have to be careful about how we're doing that. Now we can go ahead and probably start a quiet descent here. Let's kind of bleed off some of the speed before we do. Go down to about 3,000. We only got, what, 20 miles left. So yeah, I'm going to bleed a little of this speed off. And then we'll start our descent. There we go. Descending through 5,600 feet for 3,000. I don't know if y'all can hear my dog in the background snoring or behind off. That's what she's doing. At least it's pretty warm outside, so we don't have to worry about any icing that may arise. And it feels like we've gotten some smooth air, so I'm pretty happy about that. We're gonna have to make sure we butter this next landing. I feel like we really need to get low. See if we can't spot the runway. Nothing yet, yeah. This is gonna be a little tough. Alright, let's pull that throttle back. And we're gonna go in low. Get my approach flaps in. I think I see the beacon. Not 100% sure though. Four miles out. Should be around here somewhere. Is that it? Yeah, that's it. That's my landing gear notification. Let me know that I should probably drop that, but we'll see where we're at first. I want to get eyes on the runway. Yeah, I believe it's there behind those trees. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna turn out. Get our gear dropped, and then we're going to enter a left downwind for runway 10. Now that was a quick flight. Hopefully everyone's strapped in back there. We use our GPS for kind of some guidance here. 1,700 feet. I think we can go ahead and drop our second notch of flaps. Really kind of pull back on the throttle. And then once I hit this land right here, that's when I'm going to turn in for final. It's going to be kind of a long final. Okay, let's make sure we're looking out. Minimums, we're going to be really close. We don't want to get that low too quick. Let's give it some throttle. I think I see the cut. It looks like this whole entire thing is cut into some trees, so should be quite a challenge. There we go. Alright. Lined up on the runway. Doing about 115 knots. Looking for a VREF of 100. We're fully configured for landing. Got no PAPI lights to reference here. Let's go and pull the throttles back.
500 feet to minimums.
Let's make this landing a little bit smoother than the last two. feel like we're a little bit high, but we need to be high because of the trees.
200 feet to minimums.
Approaching 10.
100 feet to minimums.
Oh yeah, we're definitely going to put it down nice and easy. Keeping a little bit of throttle in there. We might be a little fast, but I'm sure we can bleed that out on the flare. There we go. This is just a strip.
100 feet. 50 feet.
Well, we don't want to float. There we go.
Long landing. 3,000 feet remaining.
We bounced again. Well, we got plenty of room to stop.
2,000 remaining.
All right. Yeah, this is just a strip. Jeez.
40 knots.
Oh, look, there's some facilities up here. Alright, we're gonna go ahead and pull in here. Is that a Coke machine? They have a Coke machine here. That's kind of cool. Let's go ahead and roll up in here. Alright. Landing lights can come off. Taxi lights can come on. Get our flaps all the way up. That is a Coke machine. Alright, we're gonna kill our left engine. Alright, well, welcome to Congo Bay. It's a beautiful place. And thanks for joining me for this flight. If you had a good time, go ahead and hit that like button, subscribe, and I'll see you guys later.